Looking for links. Could this man be a serial killer?
She shot him.
Is there a connection between a justified homicide in Charleston and these 6 murdered and missing women in Ohio?
It's hard to imagine that this was only going to be a one-time event for him.
Tonight, we show you these stunning images that paint a terrifying picture of a man police know little about. Where the investigation stands right now as police are pulling out all the stops.
Good evening, I'm Rick Lord.
And I'm Callie Cart. This is Eyewitness News. Today at 6, disturbing new information coming to light today. 4 days after a man was shot and killed in Charleston by a woman who police say he was trying to kill. We have team coverage on that investigation tonight.
Callie, here at Charleston Police, the investigation into Neal Falls is in full swing as police are trying to piece together his final days and determine if he is behind any unsolved murders across the country. As for the woman who killed Falls, she is not at peace tonight. She tells me in an exclusive interview that she is now living in fear, but she recounts the terrifying moments that led up to her getting a hold of Falls's gun and killing him on her kitchen floor.
I knew he was there to kill me. I could tell that he had already done something because he said that he was going to prison for a long time. And that's when I knew that he was going to kill me.
She doesn't want to share her name, but she agreed to share her story.
There's a lady in the alley here. She's saying that some guy tried to rape her and she had to defend herself and she shot him. She's in the kitchen. He pulled a gun on her. She's got cuts and stuff all over.
Does she know who this guy is?
Do you know who the guy is? She said no.
On Saturday, 45-year-old Neal Falls came to her door after answering an ad she had posted on the website Backpage. Falls was driving this Subaru from Oregon, where he's from. Inside, a kill kit made up of a shovel, knives, a bulletproof vest, bleach, trash bags, sledgehammers, and axes. With no money on him, police believe he had no intentions of paying for escort services. He was there to kill her.
You could tell he was saying the exact same thing. He had it down pat. He was saying, "You're going to be quiet. I'm going to call the orders." He was saying everything. You could tell he was comfortable with what he was saying.
Police are actively trying to connect Falls to other unsolved murders across the country. Besides the 4 pairs of handcuffs he was carrying in his pocket with a gun, he also had a list of about 10 women from Backpage.
Do you feel like you possibly saved other women's lives?
I know I did.
She talks about the moment she had a split second to try and get away.
When he strangled me, he just wouldn't let me get any air, and so I grabbed my rake, and when he laid the gun down to get the rake out of my hands, I shot him. I just grabbed the gun and shot behind me.
Was she able to injure him in any way?
Yes, she shot him. She says he's on the kitchen floor.
As for what's next, she's not sure. Right now, she says she just feels scared.
I don't know how to feel, really. I'm just really scared of his family or somebody coming to get me.
Now, as for Neal Falls, we do know that he used to work as a security guard in Oregon. Late today, Charleston police were able to get in contact with a sister of his that does live in Oregon. She told police that they grew up in an abusive household and that she had not had much contact with him recently. She said that their mother had died about 8 months ago, and since then he had basically vanished, cut off all communication with family and friends, and they had not heard from him. He does not have a criminal record that police are aware of.
Based on, again, the nature of the attack and based on the items that this man had in his possession, it's hard to imagine that this was only going to be a one-time event for him.
All right, that's Leslie there. And Leslie, big question. Do authorities have any idea on when Falls may have actually traveled to our area from Oregon?
Kelly, that's a good question, and one that I asked Lieutenant Steve Cooper today. He said that they had been checking around at local hotels, but they couldn't find any record of exactly when he got into West Virginia. That is still being investigated.
And Leslie, we know this story now going nationwide. What are local police here in Charleston doing to try to learn more about Falls?
Rick, today I was actually on Fox News with Charleston Police to talk about this case, and the hope is that they get the information out to as many people as possible. Hopefully someone will recognize his name, his picture, possibly they will recognize his car, his license plate, and they will be able to give Charleston Police any information about him so that they can begin to get that information out to the FBI, to other local police, to anyone who may have an unsolved crime that they need information about. And like we mentioned earlier, they have been in contact with authorities in Ross County, Ohio, to talk about those 6 missing and dead women that everyone has been wondering what happened to. There have been thoughts that a serial killer was in that area. So right now, their main goal is to get this information out to as many people as possible to see what they can learn about Neal Falls.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Well,